Hey, listeners and viewers. In the spirit of the transparency of this podcast, all staff, we wanted to give you an update on the business. Tanner, one of the original co-founders of Rixie, has decided to leave the business to pursue other opportunities. We wish him the best.
With this change in leadership, we've decided to take a step back from the music side of the business and to solely focus our efforts on podcasting.
Thanks a lot and enjoy the episode. From Rixie, this is All Staff. Okay, welcome back to All Staff. It feels like it's been a while because like we did the Frameform one last week.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had a lot to talk about then. And I was like, oh shit, we have to wait.
Now we have double.
Yeah. We don't really have that much more, but I just feel like,
Yeah.
There's obviously just like incremental updates each week.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the most important one, especially with the YouTube page, is that like the Chugi video.
I know, bro. It just took off. I wanted to talk about it last week, but we just couldn't.
I know.
And I've been trying to like plant seeds here and there. I'm like, yo, do you know what the word Chugi means?
Right.
I'm just like, to like anybody I know.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, if you don't, watch this video right here.
Check out this video.
Yeah.
But so the thing is that we posted the video, and when we posted it originally, it didn't like it did how they always do. It's like 5 views, 10 views.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was a few big like news organizations started writing about it.
Yeah.
Maddie, I think there's a train that's about to go by. Maddie, my girlfriend she sent me an article from New York Times that was like, what does Chugi mean? Like, what is this new Gen Z word? And and I was like, oh shit. Like maybe we're on the tip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
that was our closest we've been to being trending.
I know, right? And so I was like, well, yeah, I mean, let's see. So I typed in Chugi on YouTube, and I'll put like a link in the description for the video if you haven't seen it.
We're like third.
Well, so so a week ago, if you typed in Chugi, we were like the first video.
Oh, wow.
And on YouTube. And then as the week went by and like BuzzFeed picked it up and like all the other like Polygon, all these other ones, it kind of pushed it down because everyone was like, oh, we need to make a video about it. And so, we got pushed down a little bit, but we started getting a lot more views on that video. And I searched it, like when you type it into Google, like what is Chugi or Chugi definition, and you go to the video tab, if you scroll down a little bit, we were there. And for a few days we were on the Know Your Meme page.
Oh.
At like under the video tab, we were like listed.
Yeah.
And then there was another one called like DFinder. It was the same thing. It's like our video was listed. And so I think that's where all the traffic came from. It's like Know Your Meme is huge. And if all these people are searching it and writing articles. But dude, we've talked about this ever since we started the YouTube page and like even January. Like it takes one video, and like now that video didn't like explode our channel.
No, but it did grow our watch time.
It grew our watch time. It literally doubled it in one video. Yeah. And then our sub count went up.
It's at 50 now.
It's at 50 now, which is great. That's a huge milestone. Like, if you're subscribed, thank you so much. Like, I truly believe that you're on the ground floor of a large channel. Like,
we're here. We're coming for you.
It's gonna take time. We're gonna build it up. But I think, this is you're on the ground floor. But yeah, I think that video by itself netted us like 14 or 15 subscribers.
Yeah,
and
easy.
Like, I think when the video came out, we were at like 32 subscribers, and then we were at 47. And over the past few days, we've gotten a few more subs, I think, just randomly. But like, that's how YouTube works, you know? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
you make good
And
videos,
you guys
and they
are
they
starting to get your flow.
they catch the algorithm, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I did. You
I've
guys
been
are definitely getting that flow, though.
I appreciate that. I think I'm trying to like make sure that we talk about things that are like
that are relatively
that are relevant and they're easy to clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they are clickable because you want to talk about stuff that people want to click on, and when you put it in a podcast, it's kind of buried in the video.
Mm-hmm.
And so those clips give you that opportunity to like say, okay, like here's what we talked about in these number of clips.
Yeah, I think you guys are like doing great work now. I mean, honestly, you do callbacks to old episodes that just kill me sometimes, dude. And like, it's just premium stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the t-shirt you got, like, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Chugi episode, and then check out, like, I think it's like 2 episodes after that. There's a callback to something you guys mentioned about Wingstop or America's Best Wings. Sorry. And it just killed me, bro. I couldn't stop laughing.
It was like it was just perfect timing. I think like it was his birthday, and I was like I'm not just gonna get you this T-shirt, but like this will be great for the show. And like you know, I don't want.
No, it's things like that kind of bring people back, though. You know.
Yes,
like,
and it's like, man, I was there for that. Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So the YouTube it's been doing better. I feel like each video like has started to get a couple more views. Like it used to be like 5 views, and now it's like 10, or you know, it's a little bit more. And I think, you know, I really feel good about the future of the channel. I think it's going to be, like we both said before, probably the first revenue stream that this business has. You know.
Yeah. For sure.
But
something I did want to talk to you about regarding an old podcast we have, specifically our first podcast, is I was checking Simplecast, and the numbers are nowhere. There are no numbers
on Feed the Jar.
Yeah. I think we need to remove it and save our monthly bill on it and keep it maybe on YouTube, you know, because that's a free platform for people to listen to it.
Yeah.
But as much as that pains me, as was my first child, you know, sometimes you got to kick that child out of the house.
I think that's probably a good idea.
The numbers aren't there, so I mean, why keep something that isn't performing at all?
Yeah. And I think, you know, if there was a future for season 2, then I would say maybe. But right now, with the recent developments, it's
very on hold.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I do think that they're all cataloged on YouTube right now, but I just need to double check.
Yeah.
But
if we can just throw them in a playlist or something.
That's what we did with Road Decoder. We made a playlist, and on the website we said, like, this is the season of it, and this is where you can view it. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. I hadn't even thought about that. I think that's a good idea. So you're still waiting on more mullet stuff because you didn't want to get him sick.
Yeah, I didn't want to get him sick. So for those of you who care to know what kind of illness I had,
if you're listening,
if you're listening, if you're listening, if you're watching, you can probably tell.
You can probably put it together.
Yeah, I got conjunctivitis. I'm a marketer. I talk to a lot of people, open a lot of doors. At some point, maybe I touched my eye and it happened. So, it sucks, but I was supposed to be in the studio with Mullet this week, and we had to cancel because I just don't want to take a chance of getting him sick and him being out of work, and it's just the responsible thing to do. So hopefully next week we can get him back in, and we can start rolling on another sode, because we've already got some good content for the first one. There's just some touch-ups we need to do. I sent him all your notes. I was like, here, man, check this out. Let me know what you think. And he was like, I agree with every one of these notes. He said he didn't know shit about the mic setup. I was like, I don't know shit about the mic setup either, so I got to work with Mason on that. But I think it's gonna be fun, and the content was definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, and so what I said to you, and if I can find that screenshot that I sent you, I'll put it on screen so that people can see it. I basically said to you, like, I like this, but I want to see this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And like, I don't know what it takes, but I really would like to see this guy.
He's very expressive too.
Exactly. And I think that was where I was like, look, if we're gonna do this, because here's how I think about it. If we have even just one, like your iPhone showing you guys one shot, we can clip that and he can put it on his Instagram.
Exactly.
And like that would be great for the show, not to mention having another show on YouTube every week.
Well, really, the first episode, we were kind of just trying to, come up with the inception of the name, kind of like what we talk about. Like he gives a little bit about himself, who he is. I really just tried to facilitate the conversation so people know who Mullet is and know that he's a great guy with great, hilarious things to say. And yeah, it's vulgar, but you get the point, and his punchlines are on point, and I at some point just can't stop laughing. And I mean, I feel like we kind of had that comedy podcast with Debuff a little bit, but we don't have somebody who's like, yeah, so this is what my fucking take on this is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, dude, he's a personality for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that people would really connect with him on YouTube visually. And like, so my thought was like, when you guys how do you guys record when you're in the room? Like where do you sit?
Well, when he came over, right now I have my desk pushed up against the wall where the door is, so it's on a flat wall right now. But when he came to record, I spun it so that he was on one side and I was on the other, kind of like an office. And I was thinking, I do have this couch behind me. I don't know if you can see it in the camera.
Yeah,
you can. It's behind my chair. It's a 2-seater. If I can figure out some way, if I can figure out some way to put like, this boom arm over there, we could both just sit on the couch, and I could record across the room, and we could just set it up right here, and that way we could do like a banner in the back or something. I just think about like
I think the show will get people because he's a nut. You know what I mean? And like, and I just think if we add that second aspect, like, not only are we bolstering our uploads, but we are, we're making a cool show. And like, it, like, you can record this shit on your phone. I mean, the first like 10 episodes of the new Debuff were on iPhones.
Yeah, and this iPhone I just got, I broke my other one recently, before this recording.
Yeah.
But after last recording. So after the frame form, but nonetheless, it's the new phone. It's the iPhone 11. It's got a better camera on the front. It's not going to be as grainy, hopefully.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, even your last camera looked good. It
was
looks
right,
better than Zoom.
Yeah, it was an iPhone 6. So,
yeah.
6 generations. It was half as old as this one, basically. So,
yeah, I get that. So yeah, dude, the next time you guys sit down, play with that idea of maybe putting your phone just even on landscape.
Yeah.
And recording you two. Because that would be interesting.
Yeah. I think that's the plan. And he wanted to do that as well. And we talked about that also.
Good.
In our first recording, we talked about, hey, for you people, we're probably going to put this on YouTube so you can see us. And, we're going to have some extra content that was probably going to go on Patreon, which is another revenue stream.
I want to send you this video. Can you pull up your email on your computer?
Yeah.
because it's a new podcast idea.
Oh yeah, you and Maddie?
Not me and Maddie, but her and someone else.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
I always felt like she was involved, but she didn't want to like come too far in.
Well, yeah, you know, she's like, whenever you need anything, let me know. And and I think we've tossed around the idea of her and Sean Skeels, his girlfriend Danielle, doing a podcast together.
Yeah, the puzzle one.
But yeah, we were thinking the name Puzzle Talk. We'll probably not do that, but essentially the idea that I came up with this week was, what if they recorded their podcast here? I have a train going by, but instead of a camera, they used Animojis on screen. So did you get that email?
Yeah, I'm looking at the video.
So basically what it would be like their heads, their heads on the podcast.
I'm sorry. It's the eyes that move that fucking get me, dude. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Go ahead. Oh my God. It's the eye movement. Like,
It's, yeah. We were like sitting on the couch and she was like, what do you want me to do? And so we're thinking like have them both on screen as the heads and replace the audio with the good audio.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. It's kind of like what Twitch,
it's kind of like
people do.
It's kind of like a VTuber.
Yeah, a lot of people on Twitch now are doing those. I'm an anime. I'm a big boob anime character now.
But it's like a guy.
Me. Yeah, it's like a guy behind it talking, and it's like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, but the thing is they can like this is like a cartoon version of Maddie. Like this is what she looks like.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And so, I thought that would be really cool. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. What's the show really gonna be?
I think it's gonna be similar to like Debuff, where it's just talking. It's like whatever comes to your head. You know what I mean? Kind of like Weather Show, where it's like we're just gonna talk about whatever. It could be shows, it could be movies. Like it's literally just discussion. There's no there's nothing that's gonna hold them back.
Yeah, I do think that they should think of like some sort of segments. It's always good to put in segments.
Well, what I was thinking was like
your TikTok corner. That's a great segment. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like,
and I think
if you do those little things, you can talk about whatever. But when people go, "Oh man, I love this segment," like that's what I like. When I'm listening to something, I'm like, "Dude, this segment's dope. I can't wait to hear the next one." Like,
and I think that is going to be like step 2. Step 1 is just getting them in here.
Getting them on the mic. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I agree.
Making sure we figure out the Animoji. Yeah. And seeing how that workflow is. And then it's like, okay, like if it's like a tweet, like tweet of the week or like, whatever it is, like you can come up with something that we can show, or you can do. But dude, I just love the idea of a fully animated podcast like that. It's unique. It's totally unique.
Well, the people listening wouldn't be able to hear it.
Okay, so for people, that's a good point. For the people listening, if you've ever used a newer iPhone past iPhone 10, you can make something called an Animoji, which is essentially a cartoon version of you. And you can record yourself talking as the Animoji, and it will mimic your mouth and your eyes and your hair, and you can change all those parameters. And it's pretty good. Like it looks pretty good. It's not always perfect, but it's pretty close. And I think if we can figure out a way to put that on screen and have them kind of talking to each other, but with the good mics, then it's going to be like, whoa, this is fucking cool. Like, this is different.
What are you, fucking DreamWorks, bro?
I know, right? What are we, Shrek? Except for Shrek. The TikTok's doing okay. TikTok is hard, man.
It's kind of slowed down. I noticed a little bit.
Unfortunately, you have to post like every day. And like, I can't make a
that's
TikTok
difficult.
every day, you know?
No, you put a lot of effort into the ones you do put up.
Yeah, dude.
And I
they're
really
taking a
think
while.
we just need to get people to share them, to be honest.
I know.
We need to get people who see it to be like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna throw this on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And like, that's so hard to get without like having thousands and thousands of followers.
And
which brings me to my next point,
which is
is
what
we need to figure out how to reel in the whales, if you know what I mean.
reel in the whales.
We got to reel in the whales because we're not going to become a whale unless we hitch a ride on one for a minute.
The Doge whales?
No, just the advertising whales.
Well, dude,
Maybe
that's
the marketing whales.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what we're working towards. Unfortunately,
I mean, it's a long game.
it's such a long
definitely
game.
need
But
to-
like, if you think about like, where could we possibly be with the YouTube page, just that, for example, in December of 2021, we might have a couple hundred subscribers.
Yeah,
We might have more than that. We might have a video pop.
I've been hoping like minimum 100 subscribers. You know, 'cause,
I think so, dude.
100 people. You know, one person tells another one. You know that shit. But,
Dude, we're uploading on average 8 or 9 videos a week.
yeah.
So
it's
like
insane.
Dude, it will pop. I'm telling
And
you.
the quality of the videos are so good, Mason. You're doing such a great job with the
Dude,
quality of them.
Thank you, man.
It's ridiculous how good they are. I realize that you video edited for a living for a long time, so you have a certain standard that you're gonna follow. That's gonna be set pretty high, but I don't know, man. They're just such good quality, and I wish more people would see them. I wish more people would click on Debuff or click on Rixie and be like, "Yo, I gotta get with these guys."
I know,
You know,
dude.
I gotta start talking about them.
Dude, it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. Like,
yeah,
people like the videos. I know that we are objectively like making good content, and like, it's gonna happen, and I know it. And because, dude, I mean, you're probably the same way, but I watch a lot of YouTube. I know what hits, and I know we're close. Like,
yeah.
if there's anything I know a lot about, it's YouTube, and you know that. We are making good shit. We're making a video every day, and that's gonna even increase. Like, it's gonna start being like 10 videos a week, 11 videos a week.
We're gonna need video editors.
We're gonna need video editors, but we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, I talked about this on Debuff, and you might, has it already? It hasn't come out yet, but if you're watching this now, it has come out. So go watch it. Card,
Hey.
link in show notes. There's this guy whose name's Mark Tilbury, and he does like financial videos on YouTube. And he did a video that got like 2.3 million views. How much do you think he got paid for that? Ballpark.
I don't know, 100,000.
76 grand for 2 million views.
That's not a lot. It feels like,
Dude, that's way.
I feel like it should be more.
That's way higher than it used to be.
Is it?
Dude, like for some channels, 2 million views is like 6 grand.
Wow.
So to see that, I was like, holy shit, dude. And so when we start doing numbers like that, we can start to hire a YouTube an editor. We can start to hire a graphic designer. You and I can actually focus on producing multiple different things and paying the people that work for us. Because
Exactly.
right now, to be fully transparent with the viewers, the podcaster that we work with, we work off of a contract structure that says, as soon as the show makes money, you are going to make 80% of that revenue, divided up between however many people are involved. Rixie, we take 20%, and that can be that can be adjusted per contract, maybe less, maybe more, depending on how involved we are. But as soon as that ad revenue comes in, those people get paid. We're going to fucking pay them out because they've been putting in the hard work.
Exactly.
And so that's the goal. And I know that, dude, I know that what's going to happen. It might not be this year, but I think it might be this year.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. It takes about 5 years for a business to actually become profitable and recognize any sort of money. So, I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
And I'm in here to sit with you and work on everything and do my best to help produce with you, really. And I'm trying to get better at the audio editing portion of it because, I've never been formally trained in that kind of area. So I'm really trying to, put as much effort as I can into it. And you listened to the first cut that I did.
Dude, it sounded good.
And you know what? I learned everything that I did by sitting with you and editing Feed the Jar. And honestly,
dude, that was huge.
Probably some of the most beneficial stuff that I learned, between the fishtailing, between cutting dead air, between making sure that, does this flow directly into this? And you didn't really have anything that said, hey, man, these parts just didn't mash up that I remember seeing in that note.
I didn't have any mix edits. My edits, if I remember, I think I wrote them down on this paper.
Yeah, you said you wanted a clip in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you thought it was fucking hilarious. And
yeah, I was like,
oh,
here it is.
You just needed a why we're doing this kind of thing. And it was really simple.
It was levels. It was like volume.
Yeah.
And but
if you notice halfway through I started to adjust the volume to be a little bit more on an even keel. It was still kind of off.
It's it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do, this is what I've done with Debuff, is you spend a lot of time trying to figure out, okay, is this person really loud? Is this person really quiet? And then we do this. I do this with every show, and say, okay, Steve is usually pretty quiet, so we can bump him up a little bit. Sean, maybe he's a little loud. Let's bump him down. Mason, I'm a little loud. Bump me down a little bit. And so what you'll find out is like Mullet, as from what I heard, is
very dynamic.
He's very dynamic, which means for the listeners, dynamic means he's very loud and he's very quiet. And so you have to find that balance of, is it loud enough where I can hear the low parts, but not so loud that it peaks and clips the audio.
Yeah.
And so one of my notes, which I'll show on screen, said harder compression on mics, which means when you compress an audio stream, it takes the really high parts and the really low parts, and it tries to level them out to get them closer to the same level. So when he gets quiet, it bumps up the volume. When he gets loud, it crushes it down and it lowers it. So what I was saying was, because he's so dynamic, if you compress the shit out of his voice, you don't want to slam the compression, but if you bump it up, it's gonna be better across the board, and it's gonna do all the work for you. Or it's not gonna do all the work, but it's gonna do a lot of it.
Just some of it.
Yeah. And then the other thing was RX8, which is just denoise.
Yeah.
And that's gonna kill the room tone.
Mm-hmm. And was there a lot of room tone? I feel like there wasn't too much.
There was some in yours.
Yeah. You really got to listen, though.
Dude, you have to, unfortunately, you have to have a kind of a trained ear. It's like you have to hear the room. And like, that's why you have those panels. That's why I have these panels behind me, is to kill that room tone, because rooms have a very specific sound. It's like, it's kind of boxy and the reverb is really short. And so we use this software that is like far and above the best software that you should get for noise reduction. It's Isotope's RX Elements. We use RX8 and RX7. I think it's like, sometimes they put it on sale for like $20, but I think it's like $40. And I've got 2 copies of it. And I was telling Dan, let's use the company card. Let's buy another copy for your system.
Yeah.
And because that's going to help. I use it on everything Frameform gets it. Debuff gets it. All staff gets it. Just to kill that noise level.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if something's working, you want to use it all the time.
Dude, it has saved my ass so many times.
That's good.
Do you remember those early Feed the Jar recordings where my mic was fucked? Where it was like just like straight noise.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think the mic was just like broken.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could have been the cable too.
Yeah, that's probably actually what it was. It was probably the cable.
We were using a bunch of bunk cables.
We were using horrible, like mismatched cables. And so we used RX7 at the time, and it just kills that noise. Now it makes it a little bit quieter and a little bit less treble heavy, but dude, it does a great job. That's the tip of the day, dude. RX7 RX Elements
of the day, dude.
Tip of the day, dude. Isotope RX8 Elements. Gotta download those.
I want to get in on Debuff with you guys sometime.
I know, dude. I need to pick a day. Like I mean,
it's no big deal. I know you guys, you always have stuff to talk about. I just want to sit in and just chat with you guys.
Well, dude, this is how we'll do it. I'll put you on here. Yeah. You can record on your end. Yeah. And I can have them sit around and we can talk.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'd love to do that. I just love talking to you guys. I miss the shit out of Steve and Sean and you, and just like being able to sit around and have that conversation like I'm around the table with you guys again. It'd mean a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going out of town for a few days this week, and then we're going to record on Thursday.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be this week or anything.
I'll speak to them about it on Thursday.
Yeah. I do know I'll probably have Mullet in sometime this week. Just to start getting the ball rolling on, I had an idea for that first part you were talking about with, why are we doing this? I was thinking like, how do you record phone calls?
Okay, so
I was thinking I could be like, yo, Mullet, what do you think about doing a podcast?
That's a great idea. Like, hey man, I want to do a podcast. What do you think about that? Oh, it's a great idea, dude. And then it's like,
yeah.
I just think I needed to know like why him? Like why is he the guy?
Yeah, and that's
because I know and but like the people might not know him. And so I was like, let's just give it to him right away. But dude, gotta film it.
It has that little bit of a pre-production feel.
Yeah, no, I think so. Basically,
it's very minimum pre-production just to give it that effect.
Do you have, since you have an iPhone, do you have one of those headphone jack adapters?
Yeah.
If you plug that,
I mean, this my headphone. Don't talk.
Ah! Dan is struggling to put his headphone back in.
Okay, we're back.
So if you plug that, what does that have a guitar, like a 1/4 inch on the end?
Yeah, 1/4 inch on the other end.
If you plug that into your your XLR spot, you're gonna record a guitar.
Yeah.
And plug that other end into your phone, you can record your volume.
Oh no!
You can record your phone. That's how you do it, dude.
That's awesome, dude.
That's how I do it with this phone. Everything. But the last thing
that's great.
The last thing I wanted to say, when you were Twitch streaming, you started running the highlights in the background.
Yeah,
dude, that was so smart.
If I'm AFK.
How did you do that? Can you explain that to me?
Really, it's there's an application that Twitch has called Twitch Studio. It's in beta right now. It's like Streamlabs or OBS, both streaming, software to facilitate it. But it's a lot easier for people to get into because it's just one application. They make it really simple with the different layers of things, and I can actually screen share, websites, depending on what I choose as my main screen share at the top. It'll drop down and be like, do you want to share your whole computer screen do you want to share? The full screen application, this website, And so I was like thinking, well, I mean, if I go AFK for like 30, 45 minutes, if I keep it up and I just share the YouTube channel for Rixie, I can just autoplay the highlight videos because they're already in a playlist.
Yeah.
And then put it in the description. Hey, Rixie, Debuff highlights, here's the website. And, even if it gets like 2 or 3 people to come through and say, oh, that was cool, man, I'm going to go check out their YouTube channel or their website. I mean, that's 1 or 2 more people than we had before.
Dude, it's really smart. It's super smart.
I do think if you look at my channel, it is shit. It is the shittiest looking shit in the shit world.
It's probably fine.
It's fucking ugly. It's not fucking ugly. It's fugly, bro. And I honestly, I wish I was a graphic designer to be able to do it, but I need some help with some basic graphics. Like real basic, like a banner.
Dude, if you can figure out the dimensions, I can do them for you.
Yeah, I can tell you the dimensions. I'll text them to you later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no rush or anything. Like, I'm not pressed on it by any means, but I just want our brand to be prominent. I want us to look good, and you know how to do that all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll put in the work of streaming and slapping up the videos, but I need just a little bit of help on the graphic little design portion.
I feel ye. There was one other thing. I know we're running long here, so I'm gonna say it quickly.
It's okay.
There is are you using your webcam still?
On my laptop?
Yeah. Dude, there's this application. I saw a TikTok about it. That you can use your iPhone as your webcam on Twitch.
What?
It's called Droid Cam.
Droid Cam?
Droid Cam.
I'll
show it to the people. It's going to be out of focus, but
yeah,
it's called Droid Cam, and you can.
Okay.
I think you can set it up with OBS.
Yeah, I don't have OBS though, so.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah,
and
I don't know how Twitch Studio works, and I mean, if I could do that, I mean, I'm all for it. That's dope.
I'm pretty sure you can use your phone.
Honestly, right now, I need a new monitor for my streaming computer because I'm using a 32-inch 720p TV right now. So, yeah, you laugh.
You sent me a photo. It's really funny.
Fucking massive.
It's so
dude.
big.
It works, but it's not crisp like my 2070 GeForce should have. So,
well, if you're thinking about like buying a camera or anything for your streaming setup, let me know. I
want to try Droid Cam first.
Try Droid Cam. It's on iPhone. It's on the App Store.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be really good. But
I do think we also need to start looking into possibly trying to sponsor other mid-tier streamers.
Yes, we do. You're right.
I mean, whether that be, we'll toss your live up on our YouTube whenever you go live, or, we'll give you a little bit of money to, say our name a couple times. Something like that.
Well, so here's what I was thinking. You're the Twitch guy. If you can make a short list of people you think that we could sponsor, you and I can talk about who we actually want to sponsor. Like, because I'd be willing to take some Doge, honestly, and
I'll be willing to take some of my Doge too,
and throw at some streamers.
Yeah,
For
all of you who don't know what Doge is, just go buy Doge.
Dogecoin. The crypto of the future.
Think about it, dude. Just go buy Doge.
Go buy Doge.
Right now.
To the moon. All right. Great episode. Happy to be back in the saddle here. And we will talk at you. Oh, I'm gonna let you do your thing. Sorry. I almost cut you off.
It's a little bit of a different time here. We're missing one of our appendages, but it's okay. He's on to good things, and we love him, and that's what matters. And we hope you the best for Tanner and all of his endeavors. But if you have any questions about Rixie, you know who to get a hold of. That's Dan or Mason at Rixie.co. I'm talking questions. I'm talking if you got
Comments,
some podcast
concerns.
comments, concerns, music. Well, not really music as much anymore.
Probably not music.
But if you guys have any podcast ideas, please reach out to us.
Please.
We're here to talk to you.
If you have some comments, put them in the old comment bar. Tell us how much you hate us.
Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out our website, rixie.co. We're out here. We're trying, guys.
Check out
help us with this grind.
Frameform Season 2, which just dropped last week. And we will talk to you guys next week. See ya.
Later.
All Staff is a production of Rixie. If you want to keep up with all things Rixie, follow us on Instagram at rixie.co. That's RIXEY.co. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review and rate the show. It really helps out.